Hey everybody, this is Miss Florida Hot Picks here, giving you guys an update workout for the membership. This is for Pick 3 Florida. I want you guys to make sure you're paying attention to key digits. Now, you notice for Florida, sometimes there are hits wrapped around those 2s and 7s, but 9s and 4s are pretty hot. I noticed since we have the 444 hit Florida, I've been seeing a lot of hits wrapped around the 9s and 4s. We had a wonderful member that pointed that out in one of the comments. Just want to say thank you, shout out to you, okay? They've been noticing there's hits, and I've been noticing this for a minute too. Fortunately, we had the hurricane situation, so I couldn't get the video out, but now that we're back up and running, I want to share with you a few, just going back a few days, how those 9s and 4s are really strong and what you may want to look for, okay? So let's go back to October 13th. Midday, there was a hit of 019, okay? Now, if you're new, maybe you don't know how to count out a rundown, they're very simple. You're going to add each of these numbers down the columns. So for the first column, we would add 3 all the way down. So 3 plus 0 is 3, 3 plus 3 is 6, 6 plus 3 is 9, 9 plus 3 is 12. When you get to your 2-digit number, only use your 1s, place your 2, okay? 2 plus 3 is 5, 5 plus 3 is 8, 8 plus 3 is 11, use your 1. 1 plus 3 is 4, 4 plus 3 is 7, and 7 plus 3 is 10. Just use your 0, okay? You know that you did it right. The number you start with will be the number you end with. And then you would add 1 all the way down that first column, 7 all the way down the third column, okay? Now, with this, pay close attention to your 9s and 4s, especially if they're connected either as a double or a mirror, okay? You may see some very specific patterns. And another thing you want to pay attention to, anything that's repetitive. And I want to share with you how that happened just looking around those 9s and 4s. Now remember, make sure you guys know what your mirror numbers are, because some people don't know what the mirror numbers are. You need to know this, okay? Because sometimes you may look at a 9 or 4 or both, okay? So when we say mirror numbers, we're saying numbers like 0 could be a 5 or 5 could be a 0. 1 could be a 6, 6 could be a 1. 2 could be a 7, 7 could be a 2. 3 could be an 8, 8 could be a 3. 4 could be a 9, and a 9 could be a 4. Those are the mirror numbers. And we're paying close attention to that 4 and 9, okay, for Florida, okay? I know North Carolina, 4s and 9s were kind of hot too, especially with the 1, 2, 3 rundown. So let's look at here. You notice there's a mirror 9 and 4 and 4 and 9. I notice a lot of the hits are coming around the centers. Something I've been noticing. There could be other directions. So let's look. Anything that is either corner or V shape, you may want to pay attention to. This is what I mean. Let's take this 4 for instance. I see a 330. That could be something. I see a 369. Again, they're just wrapping around those numbers. I see a 507. And I see a 925, right? Also, the V shape, I see a 305, 395. You might even want to do like that 950 or 930, you know, just to kind of give you options, right? Well, pay attention. It did it again here. You'll see this 305 again. If you compare all the numbers together, you have 730, you have a 514, 035. I noticed that I saw the repetitive of the 305. They went V shape and they went corner. I said, hold the phone. Again, pay attention to what keeps coming back. So again, if you see something that's repetitive, that may help you take away the numbers that you may want to play. Not saying you should or shouldn't play on paper first, Florida, okay? But notice anytime you see your 4s in the center and they have kind of like a mirror or a double connected to it, that could be telling you really pay attention and just kind of compare to see what same numbers keep coming around. Well, if you did, this 350 came the next day, guys. 350, October 14th, midday. Nice. Okay. What did we notice? Again, they're wrapped around the 4. True. Even though there are other combinations to put out, look for the ones that keep coming back, that repeated. The 305 repeated itself. That was just a surefire right in there. Like, wow, nice. Let's go to October 14th. Okay, midday you had the 350, right? Now, I see the 9s and 4s, they were split, but again, I'm paying attention to the centers. Something about those centers, right? Well, if you go here and here, you notice there's some similar patterns. And again, you're going to use your 9s and your 4s. This time they move to the 9. That's why you need to know what your mirror numbers are. So you may want to give yourself consideration for both. Like, you see how this was a 305 here? Well, around the 9, that number changes, right, to an 850. Okay? So 305 and 850, I would have probably been really paying attention to those because they may come around the 4s or the 9s. Now pay attention to this. Around those 9s, you got an 818. Around the 4, you got a 363. So 363, and then you have this 818. Look around and see if you see any more duplicating patterns. You see that 850, that could be something to write down. And then if you do 850, then you know you got to do your mirrors, 350, 350. And just kind of look and see what else is going on. You can write them all out and kind of just compare, okay? So 285 could have been something. 850, we have that. 850 goes across. 818, okay? Around those 4s, we have the 363, the 350, the 730, and we have the 035. So if you were looking to see if you wanted to kind of, maybe you didn't want to play all of those numbers, but play on paper first, you might have noticed, hey, there's some similar patterns. I see 818. I see that 805, 305. You know, again, pay attention to what you see, especially when they're next to each other, okay? Well, what happened? 881 hit October 15th. Yep. And we have some more to look at. Now, these were a little bit off. I noticed that the patterns were similar to, I saw a few things like this 305 looks really good on this chart, but pay close attention to what's already hit. I like when the charts are kind of very similar to each other, but just pay attention to them. So we have something coming up again that you guys may want to pay attention to. I wanted to hurry up and get this out as soon as possible. I want to thank the member again for pointing out those 9s and 4s, those hot key digits, okay? So make sure you guys are paying close attention, all right? So with that said, I will see you guys on the next video. If you have any questions at all, let us know, and y'all take it easy. See you.